Let's dive into the story of New Zealand, a land where volcanoes breathe, glaciers glow, and ancient chants still echo through the misty hills. A place where nature is dramatic and history runs deep beneath the soil and surf. Welcome to Map Your Mind. Travel through the world with your brain. Tucked away in the southwestern Pacific, New Zealand may seem like the end of the world on a map, but when it comes to history, it's right at the center of something profound. This isn't just the land of hobbits and hawks. It's a story of voyages, encounters, resilience, and reinvention. The arrival of the first navigators. Long before any European ships spotted its cliffs, New Zealand, Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud, was discovered by the greatest navigators the world has ever known, the Polynesians. Around 1250 to 1300 AD, these seafaring geniuses rode the Pacific swells in double-hulled canoes, guided by stars, ocean currents, and sheer ancestral knowledge. They settled in a land of raw beauty and elemental force-towering mountains, fiery geysers, and dense forests. Over time, these voyagers became the Mbori, developing a rich culture rooted in deep respect for the land. When you were complex tribal networks, IY, and oral traditions passed down like sacred treasure, they built fortified villages, hunted the mighty moa, and developed intricate art, haka dances, and mythologies that still shape identity today. First contact, curiosity, trade, and tension. Fast forward to 1642, Dutch explorer Abel Tasman became the first European to lay eyes on New Zealand, but his visit ended in bloodshed and retreat. It wasn't until Captain James Cook arrived in 1769 that Europeans began charting and interacting with Mbori more extensively. The early 1800s brought traders, missionaries, and whalers. Guns, alcohol, and disease followed, along with cultural exchange and increasing strain. Some Mbori tribes gained power through trade. Others suffered devastating losses. In 1840, the British Crown and over 500 Mbori chiefs signed the Treaty of Waitangian Agreement that's still at the heart of New Zealand's political and cultural conversations. It promised protection of Mbori land and rights in exchange for British sovereignty. But as you might guess, interpretations clashed. Promises were broken and tensions escalated. The wars, the land, and the aftermath. Throughout the mid-19th century, conflicts erupted known today as the New Zealand Wars. Mbori resistance was fierce, but British military might was overwhelming. The result? Massive land confiscations and deep scars in the national psyche. Yet despite this, Mbori culture endured. It went underground at times, held in stories and carvings, songs and ceremonies always waiting for revival. Meanwhile, European settlers expanded farms, towns, and industries. By the late 1800s, New Zealand was a booming British colony with its own parliament and identity. Becoming a nation, rebels with a gentle spirit. New Zealand has always danced to its own rhythm. In 1893, it became the first country in the world to give women the right to vote. It was carving out a path one of progressiveness, fairness, and fierce independence. Though it remained tethered to Britain for decades, Kiwis were never just colonial shadows. They fought bravely in 2 world wars. They challenged apartheid with their anti-rugby tour protests in the 1980s, and in recent years, they've taken bold stands on climate change, indigenous rights, and social justice. Modern Aotearoa, a fusion of old and new. Today, New Zealand is a global cultural icon, not just for its stunning landscapes, but for how it bridges past and present. Mbori is one of its official languages. Mbori Wekapapa ancestry and Takanga customs are increasingly honored across public life. In cities like Wellington and Auckland, you'll find cafes, tech startups, and Mbori carving schools side by side. In the farmlands and fjords, age-old stories still whisper with the wind. It's not perfect, no nation is, but New Zealand wears its complexities with courage, seeking reconciliation with its past while charging into the future with heart. Fun fact, there are more sheep than people in New Zealand, about 5 to 1, in fact. But here's another. The country's national museum, Te Papa, is one of the world's most innovative, blending indigenous storytelling with cutting-edge tech in a way that feels like walking through a living memory. So next time you think of New Zealand, don't just picture Middle-earth or mountain peaks. Picture a canoe slicing through a moonlit ocean, a war dance thundering across a village, a treaty, a protest, a rebirth. It's a land where the past isn't buried, it's honored, and the future. It's being written with purpose, 1 Pounamu greenstone at a time. Stick around, there's a world more to explore, right here on Map Your Mind. Where to next?